Hi guys, it's Carol from Cape Cod Cottage Garden, and it's the end of August. You know what happens to me at the end of August? I get garden lazy, absolutely garden lazy. The garden just doesn't look as good as it did in July. There's not as much blooming, and I just get lazy. And I have been gardening since late January. If you count when I'm starting my seeds and everything, and by this time of year, I just get really complacent about my garden. If you can look behind me, this is where I planted 12 salvia plants and I think 6 nepeta. And unfortunately, I told you I would share the good and the bad with you, and every single salvia except for one completely died. I have no idea why. I planted them all the same, and I was so upset because I thought that was going to be so beautiful, but they all died. So I did give it like 6 weeks. I talked to the nursery and I give it 6 weeks, and it's just weird that they all died. So they did replace them for me, but unfortunately, they didn't have all of the same salvia. So I do have 12 new plants to put in here. I've been watering them and taking care of them, but I just didn't want to do this. I don't want to do this today, but I got to buck up, buttercup, and get it done. So I'll show you the plants I got. Hang on one second, let me go grab them. So guys, here are the salvias I have. Unfortunately, they're not all the same. I have 5 caramia. I don't know if that's the variety. And I have 6 Sensation Deep Blue, and I have 1 Caradonna. I have to figure out how to put these back in the bed where it will make sense and look the most cohesive, although I don't overly concern myself with that. But this is the street border. It's the front of my house, so I do like it to look more tidy than the rest of my garden. So now it is the end of August, and I want to give these plants at least 6 weeks before the first frost happens. Hopefully it won't happen in the middle of October, but I want to give myself at least 6 weeks for these plants to be able to establish roots before the really cold weather sets in. I hate that I'm even talking about that. I didn't buy any new garden soil or anything. I'm just going to dig up where the old plants were and try to pop these in as quickly as I can. And then I have to go through and weed this entire bed because it's a hot mess. But the roses still look pretty decent, don't they? How pretty they are. After their first flush, I deadheaded all of them and they came back gorgeous. In the second flush, I noticed the plants get a little misshapen, but I don't care. I don't like it manicured. I like it like that. So let's get planted. So I placed all the plants all the way down. Guys, there's so many weeds in this bed. I'm embarrassed to show you, but I will show you at the end. I'm going to go ahead and plant them. I did look. Some of them are only going to be 12 inches and some are going to be 14 to 18. It is what it is. They don't have to be exact. And I do see a couple of signs of life, like maybe 2 of them. I see some signs of life, so I don't know if I should replant there or if I should just see if they come back next year. And I see right here a little baby Russian sage. And I don't want to dig that up. I want to save it. I have 2 volunteer Russian sages coming up over here, and I'm going to transplant them because I love Russian sage. So let's get to it. I'm going to start with my gloves, guys. Let's see how long it lasts. I'll dig this one up and I'll show you the old plant. It's like, I can't even show you. It's like falling apart. This is all that's left of my old plant. That's not good. One good thing is the digging is really easy because when I planted initially, I dug a huge hole. I filled it with really good soil. So now it's very easy to dig in, and I'm not too concerned about not putting more soil into the hole. I usually always when I plant new plants, I amend my soil because I'm mostly sand. But I had already done that at the beginning of the summer, so this soil is gorgeous right here. And the second reason why it's great is it won't take me that long because it's very workable. So that's good. I forgot the hose. So I will amend with a little biotone because I'm not sure when these pots will last fertilized. I do want to give it a little water. I've been watering these because I had them out in my yard in my front in full sun, so I didn't want them to die again. Usually I just soak the whole ball in the water, but lazy in August. I'll just show you this one and then I'll go ahead and do the rest. These plants have been in my yard for maybe 3 weeks now, and they were starting to root in through the bottom, but that's okay. I gotta make it a little deeper. And now that it's in the ground, a little more water. Just to make sure there's no air pockets. It helps settle the soil around the root. One down, 11 more to go. I got all the plants planted. In a couple of areas I saw a little bit of green coming up, whether it's a weed or whether it's a salvia. I was so afraid that it was the salvia trying to live that there was like 2 or 3 that I didn't plant. I'm just gonna wait, and if they don't come up next spring, I'll replant them at that point. Now my neighbor's mowing the lawn, so I'm sorry you can hear that. And now I'm just going through this bed and pulling the weeds. As you can see, there's quite a few. It's very hard to stay focused on my garden from midsummer to late summer. 1, I have lots of company, lots going on. And 2, just now Mr. Hubby says, let's go to the beach. And I said, I can't, I have to get this done. But that's so tempting, right? I think anybody would be the same. If you lived here and someone said, do you want to pull weeds in the heat or go to the beach? I think we all know what the answer would be, but I stayed strong this time. Can you see all the bees on my Russian sage? They're literally buzzing right beside my head. Gorgeous. This is a plant I love, and I'm happy to say it spread a little bit. I see 2 more Russian sage in my bed here, and some of them even have flowers on it, so I'm like, go for it. I don't care. I let things grow if they want to grow. You know, obviously, if it's a place where I really don't think it works, I can just transplant it, but I call that a free plant. Let me continue weeding and then I'll come back. Okay guys, I got it done. I did the weeding too. Let me show you what I did. There were 3 plants I didn't plant because I saw a little bit of green coming up, and it's probably a weed, but it looked a little bit like salvia leaves, so I left it. If push comes to shove and they don't come up in the spring, I'll just replant with more salvia. But I planted how many? I have this one here. And this in the front, those aren't weeds. Those are my grape hyacinths starting to emerge. They did this last summer too. This is the one that I didn't replant because that looks like, it's probably not. It could be, maybe salvia? I don't know. I'm leaving it for now. Could be a giant weed. And there's a little bit growing right here. So I'm like, is that salvia? I don't know. We'll see. There's another one there. Right there, and there, there, and there, there, and here's the other one that I left. It was getting eaten by slugs, but it looks like salvia. Could be a weed. We'll find out. And then I put one here, and the one here. And when I was planting this one, the old salvia that I planted in the early summer was like kind of back there towards the post. And I'm like, why is it way back there when all the other ones are up front? So I dug a new hole and put it in, and then I realized I dug up tons of tulips when I did it. I don't know if this is a grape hyacinth or a tulip bulb, but that's why I planted that one back. Oh well, I'm just gonna stick this one in the ground, like right here. There you go. Give it a chance, we'll see. So as you can see from back here, I haven't deadheaded my hydrangea row either. I got to do that. So that's probably going to be in another video. You can see the front of the house, all my panicles, and also right there, my butterfly bush needs badly to be deadheaded. Oh, there's a butterfly on it. Hang on, let me go closer. Try not to scare it away. Oh, I scared it away. I tried, guys. It's still flitting around. It's not a monarch. I don't know what it is. It's on that. It's right there. Okay, enough of getting distracted. But you can see that my pinnacle hydrangeas are starting to turn pink already. That's a sure sign that fall is coming. Next year I have to really prune these back hard because they're a little floppy. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that failure video. I mean, it was kind of failure in the sense that I bought those 15 perennials at full price at the beginning of the season. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. So just not to leave this video on such a negative note, I will show you some photos of my garden as it is today. It is the end of the season, but there are still some things that are just shining through and make me happy every day. So I hope you enjoyed coming along with me and sharing my triumphs and my sorrow. And until next time, get out there and grow. Bye.